Tonight on PopCon, I show you my little fireman and the guy who can suck the life out of it. We're talking Snout Spout and Leech. What were you thinking? I'm your Gen X host, Victor. This is PopCon. Thank you for joining me for saluting all pop culture, but mostly the 80s. It seems like a long time since I added the Horde Trooper to my Masters of the Universe collection on the toy shelf, but that's going to change. I have a new Evil Horde member and a new Heroic Warrior to help build up He-Man's forces as well. So, they are Masters of the Universe Origins. They are Deluxe. That means they give extra head. But which to choose from? Which will be my favorite? We've got Water Blasting Firefighter Snout Spout and the Master of Power Suction Leech. Let's reveal, review, compare, and put them on the toy shelf. I love a blister card without the peg hole punched in it. As we can see with the card back, it's got that dynamic art. As a Deluxe, you see all the extra pieces, which is wonderful, but it's highlighted with the shiny, almost holographic sticker for the 40th anniversary. Can you guys believe 40 years of He-Man? That's amazing. Now you see the that face first, the kind of comic or cartoony mouth, and the extra head, which is nice. And in the corner, glorious character artwork. But let's turn it over, and we see the cross-sell of other characters released in this wave or that are available are joined by the instructions of how to use Leech's suction cup powers in both his mouth and all of his limbs. Now let's make sure we take a look at that gorgeous character card back art done by Axel Jimenez. It certainly is a modern take on the original card art, even with the Snake Men included. Although the original artwork had Man-at-Arms, it is important that they got the Snake Men in there because we know from San Diego Comic-Con that the Snake Men are coming, and Tung Lashor was depicted in the giant display of the Eternia playset. And with Snout Spout, the heroic water-blasting firefighter, you do get a look at all the great accessories, the possibilities of the different head and backpack, along with that 40th anniversary sticker. A little closer here, you can see those differences within the head, which we'll see on the carousel in a bit and compare the differences and why they are there. So it does say right there, nose sprays. Glad it's letting us know. And in the corner, I love this. His artwork is very nice, very powerful looking, and looks just like the figure. They've chosen to use the water spraying head as opposed to the other one that's more static. Now the back cross-cell art, it includes again the same as Leech, who's a wave mate, and it shows how it sucks the water in and how you spray it using the backpack. And then we get to the art itself. So we see the artwork here, definitely a montage to the original, including the Snake Men. So that is pretty cool because we know that King Hiss and Cobra Khan are coming soon in the next wave, as was detailed at San Diego Comic-Con. Keen-eyed viewers will notice that this is the Camo Con version of Cobra Khan because of those pincher-type hands, and that's a story of its own. Okay, now that we've taken care of that business, let's get a closer look and see how they stack up. All right, that's one. That's two. All right, so what do we got here? We have Snout Spout, this orange action figure, which often the color of his body was incorrect in the cartoon. He's wearing the cartoon styled head and snout. So that's something we'll get into, but you can see his backpack is really just a strap on the carry the backpack. In this case, it looks like water tanks with kind of a regulator on it. So this is the non-spraying head, and we see a lot of the metallic features, the rivets or such on that head. Now I have switched it out here to the water spraying head, which is a very soft rubbery backpack, a hose into a head that is very similar to the original action figure. So the toy itself had this look with those kind of techno pieces and the slightly bendable nose where the water will spray through. So he's a very generic or general figure, like this could be a human underneath this helmet. So why not use that ability for the MOTU Origins characters to Frankenstein a new character, or at least a human head underneath the metal elephant one? Even a surprise from Thundera, huh? What do you think, Tigra there? And they just need that metallic elephant-like hose thing to fight fires. Here's his accessories, and in an action pose, we see that his snout is also posable, which is great. So you can see here I can bend it up or down, which is nice for making poses, and it's not static. He comes with his firefighter axe and looks good in this pose with the head that is reminiscent of the animated series. If you didn't notice his belt buckle, he has a great little firefighter motif going on. Now with his wave mate, this is Leech from the Evil Horde, of course covered in the Hordak bat symbol. He also has that black like mourning strap on his left arm. Also has some detail on his left shoulder that's not on the right. So looks very similar again to his original, and those suction cups work pretty good. Now the face is pretty silly with the suction cup at the front, but that's how the toy came. So they came with this other one that looks more reminiscent of the cartoon, which I like, with the big open mouth. Still has that suctiony look inside. Now he does come with hands, so this is really unique that you can switch him out. You can't switch out his feet for the hands, but you can switch out the suction cup hands for the ones that have actual fingers, only 3 fingers. But that does help in carrying the crossbow that he comes with. Now here we go, trying out the suction cup, and look at that. This battery operated little carousel thing can be lifted really easy, and there's a tab on all the suction cups to help, so they do work. That was amazing. Now here's Leech in an action figure pose, which I did not do very well as I was doing that, trying to make him even. He does grab really well, but he is top heavy. He's a really robust, barrel-chested kind of guy, and that does make his weight here a little funny. But I have put in one of the hands with the 3 fingers, which helps with the carrying of the weapon. Alright, so like I said, the suction cups work, so I'm just trying to fix that up. He's wearing the other head, which is beautiful. Don't you just love the more detail, even in the eyes and the ears, compared to the face that's very action figure accurate. So, love the teeth and the well, the throat in there, because it still looks suctiony. So, really do like this character overall, and like the Horde Trooper, his different style buck, although top heavy, is really awesome. Hey everybody, Victor here for just a quick second. I want to let you know that PopCon is more than these guys. It's more than the wall of toys behind me. PopCon is a whole collection of, well, everything that the greatest pop culture generation had to offer. That's everything from the mid-70s to the mid-90s. So go ahead and look around PopCon, look at the other shows, and please press the like. You know, when you click like, you're telling YouTube to show this video to more people out there who will really get a kick out of this content. So I hope you're enjoying it as well. While you're down there, click subscribe. Now let's go with the story. You know my favorite part, it's comparing, and I love to look at old action figures with the modern take and technology. So here's Leech today in the Origins, and here's Leech, the original action figure from the 80s. The Evil Horde came out as the nemesis to She-Ra in the cartoon, but they were action figures in the Masters of the Universe collection, kind of because they were going to be more villains for He-Man. Now I've switched out the head here, and we see that this head looks an awful lot like the animated model sheet used in the She-Ra cartoon, and I'm glad that they added this extra head because it is a little less silly than the other. So we can see some comparisons between animation and the toy, and we're left with something really awesome. And talk about a feature that works well. You saw his feet suction up onto the little carousel, but look at this. Watch. Right onto the screen door, his mouth and both of his arm suctions. They're great. They're actually very, very strong. As you can tell, he left his head behind. So in the end, he really does suck. In totally a good way. Okay, Snout Spout was unique because he also came very late in the Masters of the Universe line, and he was always going to be a heroic figure for He-Man, but the He-Man Masters of the Universe cartoon had already ended. So luckily, he appeared on She-Ra as well, since that cartoon was still going on. Like I said, he had some color inconsistencies with his orange or flesh tone body, but either way, Snout Spout is here, and we're comparing with his original action figure, which has this head as well. So they incorporated an additional head that represented one that looked like the cartoon, but this is one that looks mostly like the toy. So really fantastic action figure. I will say I really like Leech's figure. He's overall my favorite out of the two, but this one does spray water. So I went ahead, filled up that that red tank, that soft tank in the water, and boom, he's firefighting. Well, it's worth pointing out the comic that comes with both of these action figures, Night of the Leech. It's the comic for this wave. It's got wonderful artwork, and you see Zodek and Buzz-Off and He-Man and Leech and Snout Spout and even Hordek. So cannot help but love seeing all these characters, and they're drawn very well, very detailed. But let's be honest, the storylines are short, and the resolutions are very childlike. Oh, my MOTU Origins collection's getting big. I do love it, and I got it on 2 tiers. I also have a lot of characters inside the castle, but here with the Heroic Warriors, you see Snout Spout poised and ready to go with He-Man, and then here with the Evil Warriors and the rest of the Horde, we see Leech, who's definitely my fave of the two. So, what do you think of the 2 new additions? I mean, I love Snout Spout, but there's something about the Leech Buck that I really like. Similar to the Horde Trooper, they're different, and I think it's because they're more proportionate, but I love them. What do you guys think? Do you even have these 2 action figures? How's your MOTU Origins collection going? With everything they revealed at San Diego Comic-Con, it's crazy, because I am looking forward to each and every one of those Origins figure, and especially the playset Eternia, which I've got to make room for, right? Who doesn't? So let me know what you think. Let me know how your collection is doing as well. And I have got the very last of my Thundercat Ultimate action figures on the way to me right now. That is Bengali and Vulture Man, and that will totally complete my Thundercats representation on the toy shelf of fantastic franchises made famous in the 1980s. All right, thank you for joining me. Come back again. Until next time.